It's been almost 8 years since the last full 3D Mario game came out, which raises the big question: when is Nintendo going to release a new 3D Mario game? So in today's video, I'm gonna try and answer that question. I'm gonna structure this video into 3 parts. First, I'll take a look at how Nintendo has behaved when releasing 3D Mario games in the past. Then using that data, I'll look at a few predictions from other sources and rate them based on how likely I think they are to happen. And finally, I'll end off the video with my final prediction. Let's get started. First off, to accurately predict when Nintendo will release the next 3D Mario game, we need to take a look back at their past releases and how they handled them. Overall, since Super Mario 64, Nintendo has released 6 completely brand new 3D Mario games. And if we take a look at the data, Nintendo seems to be pretty consistent with releasing 3D Mario games. On average, up until Super Mario Odyssey, Nintendo took 4.6 years to release a new 3D Mario game. But if we add in the 8 years it's been since Super Mario Odyssey came out, which is regarded to be the last full 3D Mario to actually release, the average goes up to 5.16. So simply put, it's been an unusually long time since Nintendo has released a full 3D Mario game. But if I expand the chart to include ports and remasters of 3D Mario games, it makes a bit more sense. Because in 2021, Nintendo released Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which Bowser's Fury was basically a full new game, albeit with less content. And at the most recent Nintendo Direct, Nintendo showed off Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2, and they're releasing this because the Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming out next year, which I'll get to that in my final prediction. But there's one game that's missing from this chart that includes every 3D Mario game that Nintendo has released, and that's because this game is not a 3D Mario game, it's Donkey Kong Bonanza. And Donkey Kong Bonanza is a pretty interesting case because it plays extremely similar to 3D Mario games, but it's not a 3D Mario in itself. Donkey Kong Bonanza was announced at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, and it was released very recently on July 17th. Now, some people have said that they don't care, and Donkey Kong Bonanza is just as good, if not better, than a 3D Mario game. But some fans are whining about the fact that they think Nintendo is trying to shove Donkey Kong Bonanza down their throats, and they want a 3D Mario game so bad. But no matter the side you stand on, it's pretty clear that Donkey Kong Bonanza is kind of stealing 3D Mario's thunder. One example is the credits of Super Mario Odyssey versus the credits of Donkey Kong Bonanza. You may notice that quite a few of the members of the Super Mario Odyssey team also worked on Donkey Kong Bonanza. And if you're somebody who specifically wants to see Mario's face on your 3D adventure, that's not good news. Now, Nintendo could just be rearranging their team's projects and having the 3D Mario team work on Donkey Kong while a different team works on 3D Mario. But no matter the circumstance, Donkey Kong Bonanza is extremely similar to 3D Mario games, just with a few different mechanics. Maybe even too similar. Ultimately, Donkey Kong Bonanza poses itself in the way of a 3D Mario game coming anytime soon. But now that I've explained how Nintendo goes about releasing 3D Mario games, let's take a look at a few predictions for when the next 3D Mario game will come out. The first one is from GameRant.com, and they posted their article on April 28th titled, quote, "Predicting when the Switch 2 will get a new 3D Mario game." Interestingly, GameRant.com is the only video game news source who posted a prediction of when the next 3D Mario game would release. So let's see what they have to say. The article first dives into the topic saying, quote, "A new 3D Mario game for the Switch 2 is likely in development." And GameRant's reasoning for this is a bit confusing. GameRant cited a CNN interview with Chief of Operations at Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, where Doug Bowser said, quote unquote, "Stay tuned," when he was asked when a new 3D Mario can be expected to release. GameRant also suggested that a new 3D Mario is always released within the first year of a console's lifetime. And GameRant's final prediction is that a new 3D Mario will be launched in early 2026. I have quite a few problems with this prediction, and I'm gonna give it a likelihood rating of 2 out of 10. Because GameRant is treating it as if it's more likely that a new 3D Mario comes out soon because Doug Bowser said, quote unquote, "Stay tuned." Because Doug Bowser is only the Chief of Operations operations at Nintendo of America. Nintendo of America is just a branch of Nintendo, and the actual headquarters of Nintendo are in Japan. So even if Doug Bowser does know when the next 3D Mario is coming out, he'd be at risk of being fired if he told the press about it. I don't think Doug Bowser saying the words quote-unquote "stay tuned" actually mean that the next 3D Mario is closer than we thought before. Game Rant also made the point that Nintendo always releases a new 3D Mario within the first year of a console lifetime, so why wouldn't they with the Switch too? And that's because Donkey Kong Bonanza is meant to fill that void. I think Nintendo is just really trying to boost the reputation of Donkey Kong by having their best teams make a full 3D game. And GameRant.com made this prediction after seeing the Switch 2 Direct, so there's no way that they didn't think about this. And to address Game Rant's early 2026 release date prediction, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Maybe there was a slight chance of Nintendo announcing a 3D Mario game back in April when this article was written, but now that we've seen the September Nintendo Direct, I just don't see it happening. The next 3D Mario release date prediction that I want to address comes from the subreddit Mario, and it was written by user Decardi. User Decardi had quite a bit to say, but I'll sum up everything they said. What they essentially said is that Nintendo would not announce a new 3D Mario game until the Super Mario Galaxy movie has actually released. They claimed that this new 3D Mario game and the Super Mario Galaxy movie would interfere with each other during their promotional periods. And I see where this point is coming from. If you're thinking of the success of the Super Mario Galaxy movie alone, then it makes sense because you don't want the 3D Mario game's announcement to interfere with the promotion of the movie. But I honestly don't see anything wrong with releasing a 3D Mario during the Mario Galaxy movie promotional period, because if anything, it just makes people type Mario into their search engine and they're gonna see stuff about the movie when they actually search it. And this is ultimately what marketers want. They just want people to be thinking about the subject of a movie even if they need to use other promotional materials to get people thinking about it. And that's one reason why it would make sense to announce a new 3D Mario during the promotional period of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. A movie doesn't do well in the box office just by sitting there, you need some promotional material. So that's why I give this prediction a 4 out of 10. It makes sense on the outside, but when you think about it, not so much. The final prediction that I'm going to be reviewing is from Seto Kaiba over on X. And they said, quote, "I think we can draw some threads here. Nintendo will want to capitalize on the film and release a new Mario game. We got Wonder in 2023 after the Mario movie, and I think a new 3D Mario is likely in 2027. This is the exact prediction that I was looking for, and I'll rate it a 9 out of 10. And that brings me right into my final prediction, but first, I would really appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. I also recently started memberships on my channel, and I'm going to be offering plenty of content to members. I currently have one full video available right now, but I also have a full video of me ranking the mouse minigames in Super Mario Party Jamboree's Jamboree TV that's going to release tomorrow. I also have more members only videos coming in the future. I'll also have polls for members to vote what kind of content you see on my channel, plus many more benefits. If becoming a member of How To Gaming sounds like something that interests you, click the join button below to take a look. But now my final prediction for when the next 3D Mario game comes out. I predict that the next 3D Mario game will release in late 2027. As I discussed earlier, Nintendo did recently release Donkey Kong Bonanza, and because Donkey Kong Bonanza is so similar, I think it will hold off the next 3D Mario game. But I also do think Nintendo is very caught up with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which is coming out early next year. They have a port of the Super Mario Galaxy games coming out, as well as a new Mario Tennis game, an expansion to Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and a Yoshi game coming out. And I think ultimately all these factors contribute to a new 3D Mario being pushed back further. And I think that's why late 2027 makes the most sense. But anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. Comment below when you think the next 3D Mario is gonna come out, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. But anyway, thanks for watching, and have a great day.